What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing amazingly well, having a great day so far. I'm very excited. Better late than never. Damn postal strike, the Royal Mail, god damn you. But it's finally here. It's finally here, ladies and gentlemen, and I finally get to talk about it. So I did want to do this a little bit sooner, but yeah, for those who are in the UK will know that the post is a little bit off at the minute. Things getting a little bit delayed. I probably could have gone digitally, couldn't I, and just done it straight away. But I wanted physical, of course I did. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, as all of you know. So yeah, I wanted the physical for my collection behind me, and it's finally here, and I want to talk about it. So I have mentioned a couple of times I'm going to try and delve into other stuff now. So yeah, as well as doing the trophy list kind of thing, I want to throw a little video in about new games when they come out. I do want to put a little bit of a spoiler warning on these. I know Crisis Core in itself is a story that's 15 years old. It's also told in part through the OG Final Fantasy, through flashbacks. A lot of people know kind of Zack's journey by now, but I am going to look at the trophy list. I am going to go through it. I'm going to do it. I don't always do it with brand new games because I know the description sometimes gives it away a little bit, but we're going to do it. We're going to have a look together, see what it's like, see how difficult it may look, and yeah, let's have a look, shall we? So before we look at the trophy list then, what is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion? So the new game, it's a full remaster of the PlayStation Portable exclusive Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, which originally launched back in 2007. That game quickly won acclaim thanks to the innovative gameplay, likeable characters, and an impactful narrative that added even more detail and richness to the world of Final Fantasy VII. Now it's coming back in a new and improved form. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is a true remaster that follows the original's narrative, Zack Fair's mission to find the missing soldier Genesis Rhapsodos. It features multiple improvements from the original game. For example, the graphics have been converted to HD, with all the 3D models from the characters to everything else being fully refreshed. What's more, the dialogue is now fully voice acted, and there's a new arrangement for the soundtrack, which sounds amazing to me, I must say. Long-time Final Fantasy VII fans will require no introduction to the inestimable Mr. Fair, but newer players may be wondering, who's this black-haired fellow, and why is he holding such a familiar sword? Why are you, Zack? That is the big question. Without wishing to give too much away, Zack Fair is a young soldier, second class, who works for the Shinra Electric Power Company. He's an important character in the Final Fantasy VII mythos, and the way his story weaves into the fates of characters like Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, and Sephiroth will leave a lasting impression. Now, I unfortunately wasn't lucky enough to play this game back in 2007. I never actually owned a PSP, so although I know a lot about the story, it's something I'm very, very excited to get stuck into. And for those of you who are asking, should I have played the original Final Fantasy VII? Do I need to have played the remake to play this? Technically not. One of the brilliant things about Crisis Core is that it does work standalone. It is its own adventure in its own right. I mean, my personal opinion is I would say play the OG and play the remake, as there are moments in this that will certainly hit a lot harder. Certainly things that will hold a lot more value if you've played the original game. Now, I can't wait to look at this trophy list. Let's do this. So hopefully you're still here. Hopefully you don't mind a couple of spoilers. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to crack straight on with it. I've got my Final Fantasy cup ready with my coffee in. I'm ready to go. So I thought I'd absolutely rock that for the video, very much like I did with Super Meat Boy, and as I do when I'm generally looking at the trophy lists. I've filtered this in kind of most common order, going all the way up to the platinum. You will see there's a couple of trophies that I've earned so far. Ideally what I wanted to do is get this game on time so I could have played it a little bit more, had a little bit more to talk about. So yeah, it's kind of, I haven't seen too much of the game to give a full opinion at this point, but I can tell you my thoughts so far. We can have a little look at the trophies and kind of see what I think, and in the comments you let me know if you started it, how you're getting on with it, how you find it, that kind of stuff. That'd be amazing. So yeah, kind of starting from the bottom then. So very much like the remake, Zack gets off train at the start, you win a battle, you get a trophy, you're straight in, you're committed. Very much done and dusted from the get-go. Clearing the prologue as well is also something that comes very, very quickly. And also, feels like these are the same. Look at the percentages on them. You get them all quite quickly, put it that way. So yeah, performing a limit break for the first time, that also comes quite quickly, which for those of you who don't know, it is a kind of strange concept. I didn't know this until the game was about to release. You've got kind of and apologies if I absolutely butcher this explanation, but you've got kind of a roulette wheel as such in the top left hand corner, which is scrolling through numbers like 1 to 9, and as they stop, different combinations will allow you to get different moves, whether that be a limit break, it could be unlimited MP for a time, invincibility, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's quite strange. It's very different to sort of other Final Fantasies in that respect when it comes to limit break. Clearing chapter 1, again, it's chapter 1. It's very, very early on. You go on a little mission over to Wutai, and as you'll see, the next trophy, which seems to be a miscellaneous one. I haven't looked too much into this at this point in terms of kind of what's missable, but I have heard that there are quite a few things that are. So for example, again, I can't talk about a lot of them too much as we go because I'm not there yet, but I've got a feeling they're going to be very similar to this one. So it's receiving the highest evaluation from Lazard for the assault on Fort Tamblin. So what happens, right, is in the top left hand corner, I can't remember exactly how many, but it would show you an icon for, let's say, I don't know, 20 enemies, and as you go around the map and kill them, it will cross them off. So it does tell you kind of if you've cleared the area or not, but these trophies could be missable because as you get to the end of the area, you do have the option to move on. Thankfully, as you're about to leave the screen, the game will give you that choice. Do you want to carry on, or shall I investigate further? So it does give you that last kind of chance to think, okay, there's more to do, and you can kind of return. So once you've killed everything in the area, you've got to cross over all of the military units that are in that location, revisit the kind of point where you would move the story on, and this is where I've popped the trophy for getting the highest mark, which was for killing everybody. Terrible explanation, deal with it. But yeah, I did have a little glance at the list. I haven't looked at it majorly, but I've got a feeling within each of the missions there's something very similar, so it is kind of forcing you to scour the entire area, do different things before moving on. So yeah, potentially a lot of missables. So we've got clearing chapter 2, defeated all virtual data in the training room. I haven't really touched on this too much as of yet, but again, very similar to maybe like the remake, for example. There's going to be different battles, different fights to go through. I'm sure that will be absolutely fine. I mean, it's already a 44.4%, so I don't imagine it being an issue at all. Prevented the materia room from being shut down. So interesting. So I wonder if this is what goes with chapter 2 maybe. So as we're working our way through chapter 2, is there going to be something there to stop this happening before? Who knows? I'm sure we will figure it out, won't we? Perform materia fusion for the first time seems pretty easy. Cut down. So here we go again. So we've got like chapter 3, and then we've got something else which seems like a miscellaneous task, which is cut down every incoming shell. Yeah, again, I don't know exactly what that entails, how many we have to cut down, who knows. But yeah, it does seem that each of them have got something that we need to do. So saved everyone's calling for help during the assault on the Shinra building in chapter 3. Collected all items and arrived at Angeal's house before the Benora airstrike, and then we've got cleared chapter 4. So again, I wonder if they are tied to that chapter specifically. Again, I haven't looked too much into how difficult the trophy list is. There's not really much in terms of a guide for it, how long it's going to take, that kind of thing at the point of me sort of recording this. I'm going to guess it might be like 30 to 50 hours, maybe a 4-5 out of 10, because there is a trophy for doing it on hard mode. That would just be kind of my guess. I'm hoping there's some form of chapter select like 7 remakes, so if any of these are missed, we can kind of just jump in and do them rather than being forced to do a new game. I mean, I'd be happy to do a new game. It's Final Fantasy. I want to get as much out of it as possible. But for those of you who just want to jump in and get what they've missed, hopefully that is in there. So guess the exact number in the number guessing game. Interesting. So hopefully there's something within the mission that is going to tell you what that is and you can piece it together. Surely you don't just have to guess a number. That seems a bit mad. Is it the same number every time? Does it change for each person's game? We'll have to find out, won't we? Rated to have godlike speed in collecting materia. Interesting. Rated to have godlike speed and collecting materia. So I wonder if this is some kind of mini game, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We're running around picking the stuff up, and you're timed. It's just my guess. Could be wrong. Blended a perfume with the perfect amount of oil. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, see, again, I don't have a lot of context, to these, so apologies if my explanation and I don't really know what I'm talking about. It is, say, the first time I've had a proper look at it. I opened it up to see that, the number of trophies in the game, that kind of thing, and I glanced at it to see, is it mission related, is the miscellaneous stuff, is the difficulty based things, but I didn't really go into them in much detail at all. Checked all cells on the 67th floor of the Shinra building, so that seems, again, pretty self-explanatory. It's just going to be a case of checking everywhere. Achieved victory against the soldier second class in the physical fitness test. Okay, yeah, I'm assuming there's some kind of fitness test. You've got to win. Seems easy enough. Achieved 100% recovery with the Mako recovery unit. Yes, I said Mako. I know the remake says Mako, but I can't. I've been saying Mako since I was 10 years old in 1997, and I'm not changing it. The same way I'm not saying Tidus, it's Tidus, and I'm sticking by that. Anyway, but yeah, it's funny just kind of going kind of off topic. It's still Final Fantasy related, because a lot of these, well, the original games, especially the PS1 stuff before 10, that weren't voice acted, you kind of made up in your head what a lot of these words sounded like, and it wasn't until I played World of Final Fantasy, which touches on a lot of the old stuff, that I realised I've been saying a lot of stuff wrong. But hey ho, it is what it is, and I've been saying it for too long now. I'm refusing to change. What else have we got then? So cleared chapter 5, completed 25% of all missions. So I did notice briefly, because I've done a couple, from a save point you do have the option to open up a menu which gives you a load of missions you can choose from. I've only got ones at the minute that are like rank 1 or 1 star. I'm assuming they maybe go up to 5 or maybe more, who knows. But yeah, there looks like there's a ton of those, so I'm sure they'll come in time. Judged by Hojo, damn Hojo, what a horrible man. Horrible, horrible man. Judged by Hojo to be a soldier, member of significant worth in the fusion chamber. Okay, we can do that. Call the Wutai spies that had infiltrated Midgar. So again, then we've got cleared chapter 6, probably more of the same miscellaneous tasks within the mission. Infiltrated the Mako excavation facility without being discovered once. Told by Bruno that you and Aerith make a good couple. Aww, how nice. Defeated all enemies in defense of the Junin perimeter. Helped every fan club continue their activities, and then cleared chapter 7. So again, between sort of chapter 6 and chapter 7's trophies, I don't know if all 4 of those are related to chapter 7, if that's where they're done, or if it's just where the rarities have fallen at the moment. But yeah, maybe a little bit more to do. In chapter 7, it seems. Constructed every flower wagon type. Who knows? Cleared chapter 8. Joined every fan club. Cleared chapter 9. Learn all about... I said that the wrong way around. Who am I, Yoda? Learned about all of Nibelheim's 7 wonders. Interesting. Did not allow a single gun, but... we're getting to that point, guys, where I can't read. I'm recording this very early again. Here's the excuses. So I'm tiredness, cold. It is what it is. Did not allow a single gun bullhead to escape while sniping. I mean, I kind of get what's happening, but what's happening at the time in the game and how hard it's going to be, who knows. Collected 10 chests coming down the waterfall in the hills of Gongaga. Okay, collected 10 chests. So... that makes it seem like that's a challenge. Surely, are we just in a continuous flow and we're having to get chests as we're falling? Or if you can take your time and we're just actually working our way down, then that doesn't seem like it'd be too hard. Unless there's only 10 and some are quite hidden. I don't know. It just suggests to me maybe it's a bit like the OG 7 where you're on the snowboard. Maybe this is something different coming down the waterfall. Again, guys, I'm just absolutely guessing at this point, but I can't wait to get to it and experience it and see what the hell is going on. Open the path to the Cage of Binding. Clear chapter 10. Completed 50% of all the missions. Oh, here we go. Deal 99,999 damage to an enemy. Again, it's max damage, but I'm assuming with the right setup against the right enemy, it's probably not going to be kind of too bad at all. I think in 7 Remake, did I build up the stagger so much against the Fat Chocobo, I think it was. And then it was actually Tifa that I used. Is it is it like True Strike or something that can keep pushing up the, I'm probably getting the words wrong, but like the stagger or what have you, and then you can just hit some crazy damage after that. I'm pretty certain that's how I've done it. But yeah, there's probably an enemy you can abuse to get this on. Received mail from all senders. Yeah, so again, I've only met a couple of characters and mail's just flying into the inbox. I'm assuming we're just going to have to speak to everyone and do stuff with everyone to get mail from them, maybe. Obtained all DMW images. So, I mean, I can't speak about this too much because, again, I've only just started. The DMW, yeah, so it's a screen within the menu and it's just got all of the characters. A lot of them I can just see the silhouettes for at the moment. I can see Angeal, I can see Sephiroth, and I could also see Seng, which I'd met last night. And yeah, it's got all of them down there, and I can see some summons on there and stuff as well. And yeah, each of them are sort of, once you've unlocked them, it seems they'll appear in this roulette wheel that I was talking about, giving you the option of their limit break and things. I could be talking a load of nonsense at this point, but it kind of looks like that anyway. You've got this big grid of characters to fill, and yeah, that's it. Cleared the game in hard mode. So yeah, I mean, I'm playing on normal at the moment. I thought I'd go in and enjoy it because I haven't played Crisis Core before. So we started on normal with the intention of going back in and doing it on hard once I've got used to the game. I don't know if this is a thing, but our very own Flick Pro did mention something to me where he'd heard you might be able to play the whole game on normal or something and then switch it to hard at the end and could still get the trophy. Whether that's a thing or whether it'll get patched before I even get there, whether I'll even attempt that, I don't know. But yeah, very interesting. 75% of all missions, unlocked all shops. I mean, that's one of the rarer trophies, so maybe this is just a shop end game, so it takes a while to unlock that. Defeated Minerva. Okay, interesting. I don't know if this is an optional boss maybe, as part of completing all of the challenges, all of the arenas. If you'd have noticed, I know I didn't then go into completed chapter 11. This game has 10 chapters, unlike the 7 Remake, which I believe Crossroads is chapter 19. Is that the final one? So yeah, it's unless they're dragged out a lot, it's going to be a much shorter game, but maybe it's been padded out with a lot of this extra stuff. Maybe it's going to be a little bit grindy in the end game, who knows. But yeah, Minerva possibly is some kind of optional boss, super boss at the end. Achieved 100% progress for all DMW. Collected all Genji equipment. Nice, Genji armor was always good. Look forward to that. And completed 100% of all missions. Very, very nice, which in turn will pop us our juicy platinum. So yeah, that's all the trophies. I mean, looking at it again, I don't have a lot of context in terms of what's needed exactly. I'm just kind of guessing really for a lot of these. Hopefully when it comes to doing things like my monthly review next, I'll have made a lot more progress. I can maybe let you know how much further I've got with the game. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, don't go into it expecting 7 Remake. It's certainly not like that. For me so far, it does have a much more kind of arcade feel. But yeah, still very, very enjoyable. And if, of course, if you love Final Fantasy, then yeah, you're gonna enjoy it, aren't you? I knew that would be the case in terms of quality. It was like £45 in the UK at release rather than like 60 odd like some new games are now. So I knew it was going to be kind of a watered down version of a Final Fantasy story, if you like. But yeah, I really can't wait to kind of get stuck in it. Reading a lot about 7 and its story and everything like that. I know what happens. A lot of us do already know what happens, but to play it is going to be incredible, and just kind of connecting the two stories together. And then I'm just going to be mega excited once Rebirth comes, which is unfortunately another year away. But yeah, hopefully there's no delays and all that kind of stuff. Fingers crossed it does come out on time. We'll have like 16, won't we, in the middle to kind of see us through. But yeah, I just can't see you know, I'll wait to see where they go with you know, with the story as a whole. But yeah, I hope you liked it. I just wanted to, again, to do something different. I'm probably going to do it more and more, as I say, with a few new releases, just to give my thoughts and things like that. Just something different to kind of talk about. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, let me know. You know, drop me a like, leave me a comment. You know what I said. If you've played it, let me know how you're finding it. You know, how you're getting on, that kind of stuff. And if, of course, you haven't already, please drop me a sub. It would help me out greatly. Whatever you're doing, look after yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.